YouTube, how are we? Welcome back to another vlog. I'm starting this one on a morning walk. It's very fresh this morning. It's very fucking cold. I ain't liking this one bit, to be honest with you. In today's video, we have a jam-packed weekend coming up. It is the PCA Naturals 4 and we have 3 competitors competing at this event. So we are traveling over to Wolverhampton, which I don't think I've ever been to Wolverhampton before, but doesn't really sound like a nice place to go to. It's like Bolton, like Grimsby, Blackburn, Stoke-on-Trent. It's not really nice sounding places. So I can imagine it's probably going to be a shithole just like everywhere else in the UK, to be honest with you. Sorry, I shouldn't start off the vlog negative, should I? But check this out this morning. It is beautiful. Sun's just coming up, blue skies, birds chirping. Love it. My type of morning, that's for sure. Just trying to catch up with Vicky right now because she's about 100 million miles ahead of us. And guess who I found? Hey! Who's this? You. Yeah, you. Oh, fuck, you dickhead. That hurt. You don't realise how big you are. You don't realise how big you are. You don't realise how big you are. So today's plan of action, we're heading over to Ultraflex Derby for a push session, and Vicky's got legs, probably, I can imagine. Quads and glutes, so another leg day.
Basically, I try and rename...
Whoa. What did you say?
I said basically I try and rename these sessions so it doesn't sound like I'm training legs every day, so I've got like quads and glutes. Glutes and hands.
She trains legs. She trains legs. God knows how many, too many times per week. It's absolutely crazy. If I had to do that every single, I'd fucking hate it. Either way, Vicky enjoys it, so that's the main thing. We are then heading down to Wolverhampton, so show you how we travel as bodybuilders, how we prep all of our stuff to make sure that we're on track. I have added some more food into my plan. So my calories now up on a train day are around 4.2 and around 4,000 on a rest day. And as predicted, I've gone on cycle, my scale weight has started to slow down, and I really want to take advantage of obviously being on cycle. Like, I don't want to be at maintenance whilst being and doing the things that I am doing. It just doesn't make sense. So more food is in the tank, ready to go. I'm ready to get massive. So of course, make sure you follow along. And look, I found a pretty little horsey. Hello, little one. Let me get you some grass. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. Why do I talk to animals like this, like a fucking weirdo? Let me get you a little bit of grass. Hopefully I don't put my hand in dog shit. Look, there we go. Oh, whoa. Easy, tiger. Easy. Yes. You're actually quite ugly and quite small, aren't you? Hungry bastard. I actually start to think, do these fuckers actually ever get fucking fed? We are back from this morning's walk, and what I have been doing since is putting together all the bits that we need for this weekend. So funny enough, being a bodybuilder means when you travel you have to pack like a fucking 3 weeks worth of stuff by the looks of it. I have got obviously our suitcase with our clothes, that's absolutely standard. We've got our little bits here like our fruits, our sourdough, mushrooms, things like that we can just pack in a bag and just bring with us. And then what we'll do is we'll just simply put it in the fridge when we get to the Airbnb. We have one little meal prep bag as well, so we actually have 2 meal prep bags. This is the first one that we just for essentials that we need to put in there just to keep things organized, so when we travel it's not just going everywhere and it goes off. The main bag here is our supplements and all other accessory bits. So one key thing that we always do is we use our supplement boxes and we fill up the supplements. So we're going away from obviously Friday night, so supplements for Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, and then Sunday morning, and then Sunday evening. So I've got all my health sups in there, so I haven't got to worry about bringing it individually in the tubs, which takes up more space. This is a very convenient way, so get one of these off Amazon. So simple, so effective. In here we've got things like rice, so we'll just put a shitloads of rice into a Tupperware. We've got a few other bits like whey protein in here, a few little bits of seasoning, and of course the key thing that is a must in our travel box is our little rice cooker. So we've got this little rice cooker here. I'm probably not going to get it out. We've got this right at the bottom there, and I'm going to pull everything out. If you are traveling and you are eating a lot of rice, even if you're staying at hotels, little things like a small rice cooker, all you need is water, it will heat it up, and then you've got some rice on the go there. And then we come into the kitchen and we've got our other meal prep bag, which has my post-workout meal in there for today. Also got Vicky's post-workout meal, which is just cooling down: beef mince, rice, and fried pineapple and some green green beans in there, which is beautiful. And then of course we've got ice packs in the freezer that we'll put in here as well. And we'll bring this with us whilst we're on show day. So whilst we're with our athletes, we'll bring this, have our meals prepped in here. Very easy and very convenient to keep on top of as well. You may look at that and go, bloody hell, Georgie boy, that is a complete flaff. Why don't you just go and freestyle it or whatever? First of all, shush. Second of all, like, I enjoy doing what I'm doing. Like for me, packing all that stuff and doing what we've done, so much easier for me to do than going away and freestyle it and guessing what I'm gonna do. My brain just can't comprehend doing that, and I don't want to do that. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. And if you don't like it, go suck your mum in it. Well, not that you don't like it, but if you don't get it, like, I don't care, because I don't want you to get it. You know, the people that will get it will get it. You do you, I do me. Simple as that. And if I want to do this, I'll simply do it. And that's how you should apply things to your life as well. Don't be fucking pleasing others and listen to other people's bullshit, especially if you're not inspired by them, especially if you don't want to look like them. Like those fat fucks that tell you, oh, go on, one bite won't hurt. Yeah, well, look at the size of you, bruv. Of course, one bite's not gonna hurt, because look at the fucking size of you, bruv. Anyway, enough rambling, because I'm gonna go off on one and start kicking people's heads in. I'm not going to, really. One adjustment that we have made to the meal plan is the pre-workout meal. Now, normally we wouldn't really add too much food or extra into the pre-workout meal, because you always run the risk potentially digestion going into your training session, and there's nothing worse than trying to digest your food whilst you're training, or your stomach's still feeling quite full from obviously eating, and bracing on exercises like deadlifts or squats just becomes a bit of an issue, and you just feel like you're going to be fucking sick, to be honest, which is always the worst feeling. So this is typically something that we would do last. However, at the same time, you've simply got to do what you've got to do in order for you to get the calories in. A few options that I have done with the oats is reduce down the amount of water that I put within the oat. Originally I was using about 425. I brought it down to around about 390 now, so that's less volume in the stomach, so hopefully that will sit better for me. And as well as that, just give myself like any extra time if needed to allow the food to digest. So I don't mind waiting up to 2 hours till I train and having this meal 2 hours before I train is what I was meant to say. Those are little key things that you can do. Could really, if I wanted to, blend this all up and put it into a shaker, but I haven't got that fucking hell, Johnny boy. I haven't got to that point yet, basically. So that's the adjustment. 120 grams, I forgot to tell you, didn't I? 120 grams of oats rather than 100 that I was having previously. So only extra 20 grams, but it can have an effect on some people, so worth noting, right? So we are just on the way to drop off the dogs. Shout out Diesel, that's how he lives his life, just head out the window. You know, we can go 100 miles an hour, he would still do this, to be honest with you. He absolutely loves it. So, plan of action is drop off the old doggos to the dog boarding place, which makes me extremely upset. Now, Vicky decided to buy the Starbucks, is it Virtuals? That's what they're called? Nespresso pods that they had limited edition of. So I'm gonna give you a little taste test whilst we're here. Look at these, he absolutely loves it. It actually doesn't taste of anything. It just tastes like normal coffee. So that was a waste, that was probably an extra. Right, okay. We've just arrived at the dog boarding place, so clearly they know the sign, and they're not very happy, as you can see. So
you go see your friends.
you're gonna go see your friends. Yeah, Diesel's not happy. You guys, it's only a couple of days, I promise. It's only 2 days, maybe even more. There you go.
Good job. Diesel, sniffing. Good boy.
Good.
We got them in sealed containers this time. They're still in bags. This is mine.
I just dropped the old dogs off. They basically stay at this, can't really see it from here, I'm not going to film their house, bruv, but it's like a massive house which is just on, like, in the middle of nowhere. It's a bit of a countryside type place. I remember when we first started looking for dog shelters or dog boarding places, we went to a few in Stoke, and when we walked in there, it generally was like a prison for dogs. We went to one and they're like, oh yeah, they go out for half an hour a day. They go out for 15 minutes at lunchtime and then 15 minutes in the evening. And
it's like a pen, like a indoor,
like for horses, like a pen for horses and things like that. Yeah. And we went into where they will be sleeping, and it was generally like a prison. And we looked at these poor dogs, and they were looking up at us like saying, please help me. And I thought, we cannot do that to the dogs, right? We just can't do that. So this place is great. They basically just stay at her house, and she has obviously a massive front yard. They have a massive garden, and they just roam around all day. They can sit in the lounge, they can sit outside, they can sit out the front. They do all these different things, and they're quite used to going there now. And the main thing is that they're both together, right? That's the main thing. It kind of,
whenever they take photos of them, because they take photos and put them on Facebook, they're always together, and I find that so cute.
Yeah, and it's much more settling for me knowing that they are both together, rather than, you know, them being separate or having to go in separate prison cells, if you want to call it that. So I can see him now. Their tails are wagging. Diesel's having a little walk around. He's already had a piss, and he'll probably have a shit at some point. So yeah, they're going to be there for the next couple of days. I feel guilty as fuck. I do. It's terrible. The relationship we have with dogs is like, they're like our fucking children, you know. A couple of days away from them. But I love it though. I wouldn't change it for the world. So yeah, that's that. Now we're going to head over to the fucking gymnasium and get fucking massive. So we have just arrived at, of course, my favourite Ultraflex Derby. I love it here. If I could train here every day, I generally would, to be honest. It's a bit of a travel. It's about an hour, but it's just allocating that time to travel over. Like, that's what we used to do. We used to travel an hour here, an hour back. We used to do that 5 days a week, and that is 10 hours of your week just traveling, and it takes away from business, and we're trying to expand the business, of course. So we do come here once in a blue moon, but every time I come here, I really appreciate how much this gym does actually mean to me. So today we are in for push. Now, you saw last week the first rotation of my push sessions. This is my second. So typically, if you're training push or pull or any muscle group twice a week, I'd always generally recommend a rotation 1 and a rotation 2. Both of my rotations at the moment are mainly prioritizing chest movements. I don't do many overhead presses or any shoulder exercises other than a lateral raise. So I'm going to take you through the session itself. We're going to start off with the prime lateral raise. Again, one of my favorite exercises to start off my push days. It gets the shoulders nice and warm, and I like doing a lateral raise first. I think I've never seen anyone's physique and gone, oh fucking hell, the side delts are overpowering, or they are an area that I don't think they need to work upon. I then go on to the incline Smith machine press, and then go on to a flat gym Leco press, and then we'll move on to a prime dip, a pec fly, a cuff lateral raise, and a tricep isolation. So it's very similar to the other session that I'm doing, just a few adjustments here and there. Of course, getting deeper into the off season now, food has gone up, body weight is on the rise. I want to make sure that I'm giving it absolutely everything to set me up well for next year, and this is where the fun happens. This is where the progress is made. Whilst I am not prepping right now, the prep has already started in my head, and I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that when I step on stage next year, it's going to show. And this is the difference between people who finish second, third, or just turn up and not really do very well, versus the people that are progressive, are winning, are doing things that many people won't do. And it starts now. So if you're thinking about prepping, you need to be doing the do right now, because that's what's going to set you up well for next year. So let's get into it. Let's not waffle anymore.
Before you go, can I show everyone my shoes?
Yes. So, do you want to elaborate?
They're nice.
Okay. Why are you wearing those shoes?
Fashion. No, they're barefoot shoes. They actually allow me to have a little bit more coordination with my feet, my foot pressure, which helps me connect with my glutes more and coordinate my hip, my ankle, and my knee joint. So if you struggle with connection during leg days and you don't want to wear socks, or get athlete's foot because you're wearing no shoes and no socks, then get those. I actually ordered mine off Amazon and they were like 25 quid, so much cheaper.
I remember I used to wear Vibrams back in the day. a fox stole them from the porch of my parents' house because they stunk that bad. So we might have to bring the Vibrams back because Vicky says they're really good, so I might have to buy a pair myself and see what's what. Anyway, let's fucking get into it. So if you are doing the same machine or the same exercise in both of your rotations like I am with the prime lateral, I like to change the rep ranges up just a little bit, just to freshen things up a little bit, because sometimes if you repeat yourself, what I often find is you stall quicker on the same reps, the same rep ranges. So what I'm doing here as an example, I'm doing one set of 8 to 10 and then 2 sets of 15 to 20. Whereas in the other rotation, I did 2 sets of 8 to 10, 1 set of 15 to 20. So you kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to achieve with doing this. Slightly different rep ranges, slightly different cues, slightly different tempos. All of that makes it a lot easier to not stall as quickly if you like doing the same movements, or your gym doesn't have as much variety and you have to do the same for whatever reason, okay? Something to take into consideration with your programming. Let's get into today's session. I did the incline ham strength press. I ain't done this in probably about 3 years or so. So I was very ambitious going into it and going, you know what, I'll start off with 3.5 and see how I get on. Incline pressing, I'm just so shit at. I've never been great at it, but I told myself I'm going to really focus on it this year and see obviously what I can do. So yeah, this one's an interesting one because I've seen, it's annoying because I'm terrible for comparing myself on social media. Like, I see people doing like 5 plates a side on this and I'm like, well, I should be doing 5 plates a side in it. Same with this flat prime press. I see people load up the middle pin, the top pin. I'm like, well, I should be doing that. And whilst it's all relevant, okay, when it comes to what other people are doing and things like that, you know, I then get disheartened that I'm not actually where I want to be in terms of things like numbers and strength, and then I start to piss myself off and not enjoy the process as much. And what I, just told myself after sort of this session here is just like, fuck everyone else. Like, why am I all of a sudden getting fixated on what others are doing? Because at the end of the day, it actually doesn't matter what these fuckers are doing. The only thing that matters in your life is you. And I'm like, yeah, shit, you know what? That's actually fucking true, George. So a little bit of an update. I am training with one of my athletes, Jake, who is on push as well, and I wanted to go through a few movement plans with him just to make sure that everything was exactly how I want it to be. When you start with like a new athlete, you want to look at their form, you want to see how they're training, and obviously the more you can understand that, the better you're going to be able to give feedback for that athlete and the more progress that they can make. I always get all my athletes to send me through training footage, and I think it's a real big part of the overall experience. So just to recap, we have done a incline press, we did a flat press, so obviously hitting the chest vertically and horizontally. Now we're going to move on to, in my opinion, the best tricep machine ever to be invented, which is the prime dip. So I'm going to do 3 sets on this. I'm going to load it on pin number 1, and then I'm going to put it on pin number 5, and then I'm going to put it on pin number 3. So challenging different sort of ranges on this, which is the beauty of this machine. And in my opinion, you've got to be doing a dip exercise in your program, whether it's a weighted dip like you saw in the previous video or a dip machine like this. This is one of the key movements for building that density through the chest and through the tricep. So make sure you incorporate this into your plan, make sure you get strong, and make sure you fucking push yourself as well, because that's what it's all about. It's about pushing yourself to that next level. Right, I'm going to try and stack this, so we'll see how this goes. So week 12 into the off season, things are going very well at this moment. Seeing some good progress in training. I think the pain points that a lot of people experience at this sort of point in their off season is they're trying to look for something new, something fresh. They're getting a bit bored of their training split. They want, that novelty of doing something new, which is going to excite them. And the reality is it's all the same shit, like stick to what's working. Don't change something that's not broken, right? Like right now, what I'm doing is working really well for me. So I don't need to change that anytime soon, and things will slow down, and of course that's where you sort of have to reevaluate what you are doing, but be consistent, and if it's working, just don't change it, guys. And of course, you know, the competitive season is in full swing as well. You know, seeing people compete and thinking, oh, you know what, I want to see where I stand, and am I making enough progress for when I step on stage next year, and whether I'm doing the right things. You know, unfortunately, like, there's so many things out of our control that we fixate on as humans, and all I can just say to myself is that, look, am I doing what I need to do myself? Am I working hard? Am I staying consistent? Am I ticking all the boxes? And that's what's going to fucking reward at the end of the day. It's not going to be like, you know, it's not going to happen like that. You know, this is bodybuilding. Like, if you're in it for the short term to get short term to gratification, it's the wrong fucking sport for you, mate. You know, this is something that is long term, and these bulks and these off seasons, which are long, you have to commit to them if you really want to make a decent progress. You can't be doing 12 weeks, go, you know, I'm bored now, I'm going to fucking change something. You know, like, I'm going to go back into a diet for another 12 weeks. And that's probably why most people look the fucking same all the time. So yeah, enjoying it. And that's the most important thing, is enjoying it, pushing myself hard, and setting myself up well for next year. And that comes through the off season, that comes through ticking the boxes and putting those foundations in place that I do so well. And that's going to really make a big difference to the overall prep and the experience of it, but also how I'm going to bring the best physique to stage. So yeah, guys, doing the do right now. Things are going good. Let's crack on with the rest of the video. Got a little bit of a physique update coming up now. I haven't got my mic plugged in, so bear with me with the audio maybe sounding a bit washed. Post-workout meal: 150 grams of jasmine rice, 150 grams of beef mince, and somewhere in there is, underneath there, is some green beans as well. So that is going to go down post-workout. The extra addition to this meal is a square bar, which I'm actually quite looking forward to. Right, so I wanted to give you a little tour of the Airbnb. We always do, regardless of where we go. We give you a little tour. So I've just walked into the front door and then entered by the fans, or radiators, I should say. Apparently, well, I know for a fact, the heating does not work in this place. Good start. So the guy brought round some heaters for us, which you have to have a screwdriver to screw them on, and we don't have a screwdriver. Good start. So I walk through here, I'll show you the kitchen quickly. The kitchen's not too bad. This is what we're grinding with. So we've got all the bits and bobs in here, all this stuff. Also, if you haven't tried the new sticky toffee pudding, now I usually wouldn't ever go for this. This is not my sort of protein. I just stick to what I know. This it's not going to be good. However, absolutely banging. So get yourself some of those. Get yourself that, sorry. Come into the living room, dining room area. I mean, it's not too bad, is it? Let's be honest. Settee, TV. There's the fucking radiator we were trying to put on but didn't work. Got our worktop there where we're doing some work and eat our food. And then we've got the garden in here. Quickly show you. Nice little bit to sit out in, I guess. You know what would be lovely? This is raining, and the noise of the rain on top of this, that would be absolutely beautiful to listen to. I love rain, like underneath a bit of shelter. Rain is my favourite thing. And then the garden. Now, I didn't realise when I booked this, right next to us here is a train track. And our bedroom it's right there. I didn't know that. Now, I probably wouldn't have booked it if I knew there was a fucking train track next to it, because I was driving here and I was like, oh, there's a train track next to our house. What's going on there? Can I hear it? I know. And I thought, oh, we're staying next to a train track. I wouldn't have booked it, to be honest, because I just can't, and it's just too loud for me. Yeah, it's just train track. I feel sorry for people that actually do live next to train tracks, because especially at night time, I need peace and bloody quiet. Whilst I know they don't run all night, I go to bed at fucking 7:30 in the evening, so they're definitely running at that time, aren't they? So yeah, this is the downstairs area. Upstairs, we've got bathroom, very bog standard bathroom. We've got one of the spare rooms in here. Our room that we're staying in. And then that's where Zach and his missus are staying in there, so we don't bother going in there. Well, we might do. Let me have a look what you've got. Comment down below, Mike, if you have watched the whole video. This is a random mic that I've got at the side of my desk. Brilliant. I think I've got COVID, guys. I've literally woken up this morning and felt horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I looked at my Oura ring data and my body temperature was through the roof last night, and my readiness is terrible. Dry mouth, phlegmy, just give me proper COVID fucking symptoms. Should have got my COVID jabs instead of the other jabs that I did. That is not a funny joke, George, but that was funny to me, okay? Only I will get that. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I really hope you have. And thank you for all the support on the YouTube video so far. As always, I really appreciate it. And of course, anything you guys want to see, then please do let us know in the comments. Please like, please subscribe if you're new around here. And as always, guys, I shall see you in the next one.